Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make Birria Tacos. And I probably didn't say that right because my Spanish, no bueno. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to be calling them Birria Tacos, like us white folks like to call them. And you may be asking yourself, what is a Birria Taco? The easiest way to explain what it is a braised or stewed meat taco, because birria is actually a stew from Jalisco, probably not saying that right either, Mexico, and I apologize in advance. But yeah, they are absolutely fabulous, thanks in part to all the chiles and the spices and aromatics that are cooked into the meat. It is very delicious. So, enough talking. Let's get cooking. So we'll start off by de-seeding and taking the stems off our chiles. I'm using Guajillo, Ancho, and Arbol chilies. Once we cut the stems off and we remove the seeds from the inside, you'll want to wipe these with a damp paper towel or run them under the water quick just to remove any dirt. Okay, so here are the last of our chiles done. I added those to the bowl, and now we are going to quickly toast them on the stove. So I have a small flat frying pan, and I'll start with the guajillo. On medium heat, you just want to keep moving them around until they become just lightly charred. You're basically just heating up the chiles so they release their oils. Next are the arbol and the ancho. Same process, lightly toast. And then just place them back in your bowl because now we're going to rehydrate them. So we're just going to add enough boiling water to cover the chiles, and we want to soak them for approximately 15 to 20 minutes. We're also going to add 4 Roma tomatoes that I've scored the bottom in an X mark. We're just going to soak those for about 30 seconds to a minute. This way we can then peel the skins off the tomato. If tomato skins don't bother you, you don't have to do this, but I can't stand tomato skins, so I remove them. Then we can just remove the little core piece at the top and set those aside in a bowl. Okay, so next up, we are going to start toasting our aromatics. So here I have a medium onion I cut in half. And I'm also adding a 1-inch piece of peeled ginger and about 8 cloves of garlic, whole cloves of garlic. Again, you just want to lightly char or toast your aromatics to help release their oils, their flavor. Once they're lightly browned, you can start removing them. So I did decide that I wanted to get a little bit more of a char on the onion, so I decided to cut the halves in half to have a little bit more surface area. I probably should have just quartered this from the beginning, but whatever. So that's perfect, so we can take that out now. All right, so now that our aromatics are done, we'll start with our dry spices. So I just wiped the pan clean real quick. And here I have 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons of thyme, and 2 teaspoons of whole cumin seed. And to that, I'm going to add 3 bay leaves and 5 whole cloves, along with 1 cinnamon stick that I smashed into pieces. And again, you just want to lightly toast this. You'll start to smell the spices and they'll turn slightly brown. And then you can shut off the heat and add that to the bowl with your aromatics. So now let's get back to the chiles that have been soaking. We could just remove those from the water, and then you can discard the water they were soaking in. And then you can add the chiles back to the same bowl, and to that we're going to add the 4 Roma tomatoes and then our aromatics and dried spices. Next we'll add 2 cups of water and 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. Now, if you have a blender, you can use a blender, but I have a hand mixer, so that's what I'm using. It's just easier. And you'll want to blend this until it is completely smooth. And now here's our sauce for our birria. So on the stove, I have a medium saucepan, and to that I'm adding 1 whole carton or 4 cups of organic bone broth, beef bone broth, and our birria sauce. And I don't want it to splash everywhere. Get a spatula and scrape all that goodness out and stir it in. To that, you're going to want to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of sea salt. It's totally up to you, salt preference. And next we'll add 3 to 5 pounds of chuck roast. Now you could also add 1 to 2 pounds of short ribs if you wanted to. It is a very expensive cut of meat. I'm just going with the chuck roast. You also want to cut the roast up into smaller pieces so it cooks quicker. Then put on a tight-fitting lid, and now lower your heat. We want to bring that up to a simmer, like this. Then allow this to simmer for approximately 1.5 hours to 2 hours. You can start checking it after about 1.5 hours to see if it's done. Once it's fork tender and the meat just simply pulls apart easily, it's done. You can shut it off. Then we're going to want to shred the meat, so just remove it from the sauce. And here I have like these little bear claw type shredder thingies that my husband uses, but I can't do it. It's just too difficult, so I'm going to use forks. You could also chop or mince the meat up. I just decided to shred it. That's just what I went with. And I just want to show you how beautiful, nice and juicy. So now we can just gather up the shredded meat, put it back in the bowl, and we're going to head over to the stove where we're going to start assembling and making our tacos. So again, my flat fry pan, medium heat, corn tortilla. You'll then want to either dip or brush your birria sauce on the tortilla and then place it in the fry pan to start toasting it up. So while one side of our tortilla is toasting, we'll add some shredded Oaxaca cheese, which is kind of like Mexican mozzarella cheese. And then to that, we're going to add some of the birria meat, some chopped onion, and a little chopped cilantro. Then you're going to want to just carefully fold it in half and create your taco shape. Push down a little bit and then flip it over and continue toasting the other side. And then it's done. So I'll show you quickly one more time. And here are our tacos. A side of birria sauce is a must for dipping, and you can also serve this with a wedge of lime. Well, there you have it, guys. Birria tacos. Don't they look fabulous? They are delicious. I hope you guys try and enjoy the recipe. And you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. And as always, guys, until next time.